My cheating ex called me 2.5 years later. My 31 male, ex-girlfriend, 29 female and me, and wanted to hang out, but I just ignored her after she broke my heart. Backstory. In 2015, I met this woman at college. Let's call her Casey. We had so many things in common and we instantly got close. She asked me out and it was a wonderful relationship, or so I thought. We had dreams together, sent X-rated pics once in a while. We do a lot of stuff together, not sex yet. In 2019, Christmas time, I was going to propose to her after I give her parents and siblings gifts. I even gave her mom, who hates me, a gift. Casey works at the hospital, so she'll get out of work later, or so I thought. 5 p.m. She didn't come home to her parents' place, but I came and decided to give everyone gifts. When I give her younger sister, 20 female, let's call her Sherry, a laptop. She cries and hugs me because she always wanted one for school. Casey's father, a new barbecue grill. Moments later, Sherry told me I couldn't contain it anymore and cried harder. I asked what's the matter. She immediately grabbed me to her room and her father came along as well. Sherry kept saying, "I'm so sorry" many times. I was confused on why. She then showed me a pregnancy test and told me that it belongs to Casey. I completely lost it and wanted to know why and how long was the affair. Sherry informed me that the affair happened in the beginning of 2019. While I was working a lot at my factory job, she goes to see him. Makes matters worse is that Casey's mom was the one who showed the affair partner to Casey. Apparently, in the month of November, Casey found out she's pregnant and she begged Sherry not to tell anyone after Sherry found the test. When she told me everything, my world came crashing down right as I had her to leave. But before I left, I thanked Sherry and her father. Let's call him Max. Max apologized and said that if I leave, he would completely understand. We shook hands and I said thank you. I just looked at Casey's mom and then I left my ex's house. Just drove away and didn't look back. Max and Sherry got furious with Casey's mom. Let's call her Jane. Around 7 p.m. Christmas time, I informed my family on what happened and they all comfort me. 11 p.m. My phone became blowing up with phone calls and text messages of my ex saying she can explain. I didn't answer back. I changed my number, deleted my social media and changed my email. As much as I want closure, I didn't want to see her face. Fast forward to mid of 2020. One of my friends informed me that the affair partner who got Casey pregnant ran away after he found out he's the father, Karma, and they were looking for him. I simply said, who cares? Fast forward to the last month. I see a number I've never seen before. I answered and it was my ex. My ex begged me to talk to her and possibly give her a chance at my favorite restaurant. I responded, "Why should I after you did what you did?" She rambled on, and I just ignored her because I don't want to go through the same pain that she had put me through. Casey began gaslighting me and her friends and her mom called me a coward for not seeing her again. I told Jane, "You have the audacity to say that after what you've done." She rambled on. I just hung up and blocked Jane and my ex's number. I informed her friends what happened, and they left me alone. Wow, what a crazy story. I'm happy for you, that you immediately blocked your ex and moved on with your life. Even crazier that the mother was the one who introduced the affair partner. You know what they say, like mother like daughter, right? Let's now get into the update story that details how O.P. saw his ex again months later and she was a complete wreck. Update: my ex found me, she's a wreck. I got closure, but I feel it wasn't worth it. It's been nearly 3 months since I posted my story, and apparently she found me. Of all days, Mother's Day, which was last week's Sunday, my mom wanted to go to Red Lobster since she loved seafood. One of my sisters, really half-sister, but she's my sister, came along as well. Let's call her Raven. We were about to leave and all of a sudden, I ran into my ex's sister, Sherry, and the Wicked Witch of the West, Jane, in Red Lobster. Sherry was in total shock and seeing me, and I was hoping Casey isn't there with her, and thankfully she wasn't. Jane looked at me with disgust and Raven and disbelief. Jane was in total shock at seeing Raven for some reason, not sure why. Wait until later. I was about to explode until the moment I looked at my mom and Raven, because they both wanted to pound Jane into the ground for what she did to me. So I had to calm both of them down. Sherry then begged me to talk to her. After a heated argument involving my mom, Jane, and my sister, Raven then suggested that if I want to talk to Sherry, both of you talk alone. We won't be involved and not the snake, bitch Jane. We talked for a bit and asked me how have I been and says how she misses me and wished that I didn't leave. She told me that my ex was miserable when I left and I responded that it's not my problem. I then asked how was school treating you. Sherry cried and said that Casey broke the laptop I gave her for Christmas, a week after I left, and it ghosted her. I asked before I go, why does your mom hate me? I'm curious. Sherry then said it's because she saw you with another woman and that it was the same woman that they both saw just now. Little did Jane know it was my sister. I told Sherry that Casey's actions are wasted. The warranty is still available until November 2022. Sherry literally danced for joy and said she'll immediately get the laptop after dinner. We said goodbye, we hugged and left. The next day I waited at Brandsmart, work was slow. I've seen Sherry, and to my surprise Max came along. No lie, I had a smile on my face. We talked. Max loved the grill I gave and he still apologized. But to show them there's nothing you can do. After the laptop was resolved and chat for nearly an hour, they insisted on talking for a while, not sure why. I told them it was good seeing them. But Max insisted on taking me to a restaurant I've never been to, and he paid for everything as a thank you for giving Sherry another laptop, a better one. Sherry responded, I'm sorry about this. I hope you forgive me. Please don't be upset. Lo and behold, my ex came, and she looked in worse shape than I imagined. She looked worse than a surgery going wrong. She tried to hug me. I just stick my hand out and asked, what the hell do you want? Casey apologized and begged me to take her back, saying it was a mistake, blah blah, cheater's excuse. I responded, you cheated on me for nearly a year when I worked my ass off for us, and this is how you repay me. She realized that mistake and says that it was Jane's fault, and I said you went along with it. You could have said I'm not happy with you anymore, but you didn't. It's not my problem anymore. I moved on, and you did too for nearly a year, and the fact you gaslight me, tried to put the baby on me when we never had sex. What the hell? And now the affair partner left you, and he is on child support. Casey told me that her son now is 1 year old and needs a father. I told her good luck with that. But she asked, why am I being so mean? I said you're the reason for this. I wanted kids. I nearly got a house for us, family stuff. And you threw all that away. Casey said that I threw it away because she told me Jane saw me with another woman, and she described what she looked like. I laughed and called Sherry to let her know who she'd seen. Sherry explained everything to my ex. Casey was crying really hard, and that she realized all this time I was faithful, and she wished she'd never listened to Jane and says I hate her for this. Casey begged for another chance, saying we will fix everything and we'll do anything just to take me back. I simply just told Casey, Max, and Sherry, wish she all the best, and walked out. I told my family why I was out a bit long, and they immediately were proud of me for not taking her back. My dad laughed as that Jane wanted you gone, son, and found a reason, a stupid one at that. You'll do better on the next woman. So yeah, thank you guys for everything. I didn't think I would run into her again. Even though I got closure, it wasn't worth it to see the two women who broke me. Now let's take a look into what the comments had to say after that crazy update. Cersei M starts us off. She thought you were cheating, so instead of talking to you, she cheats for a year. She's lying. She was at least thinking of cheating before then and used it to justify her actions. Few Ringling said, well, she sure is gonna hate Jane, the mom, for a long time from manipulating her to cheat and depriving her of the love of her life. Now she's a miserable single mom whose baby daddy, affair partner, wants nothing to do with her and her kid honestly. I think Max, her father, she'd get a divorce because of Jane, is that devious, then who knows what else she's doing behind his back. After reading this story and the update posted, this honestly couldn't have gone any better for you. You were given the closure you needed as well as thankfully not being tied to your girl friend in any way, such as having any kids or financial ties to her. Continue to move on with your life and stay away from that disaster of a family. Use this experience as a learning lesson when it comes to choosing your next partner. Best of luck to you, OP. Thanks for taking the time to listen to today's story. Don't forget to like and subscribe as well as comment on what your thoughts are about today's story. I hope you all have a great rest of your day or evening. Take care.